Sup Takers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and we are back with map positions on the opposite spawn on map Alamein. And today we're gonna cover another very important position on this map, position E8. Another fantastic position, especially early in the game. Once you get there, then you can make a decision, where do you want to go, where do you want to reposition. But it's a great initial position just to get early damage, especially on the tanks crossing the north side of the map or A line going down the beach. So you will eventually have shots over there, as well as shots into town in area C6, D7, as well as having shots on the sniper hill in position B5. Obviously, if you have light tanks spotting around that area, it would be beneficial, but if you don't, then you're gonna have to be patient, the way I'm going to be in this battle. Now in the upcoming videos, guys, I'm gonna show you one position from each spawn, because like there's so many positions on each map that it's like almost impossible to cover everything. But I think what I'm going to do is just cover key positions like I do here. So I'm gonna show you key position that I use on north side of the map and on the south side of the map. So last video you had north side, this video we're gonna have south side, and then we're gonna continue with the next map after that. And I'm gonna try to do it for each iteration of the map, so you can have an idea of what to do when you spawn on the north side or on the south side, or east or west, depending on what the spawns are on any particular map. Now see, this is the position I'm talking about. The location here is fantastic early in the game. Again, it's early in the game position. You cannot spend whole day sitting in this spot, because obviously it's not going to be beneficial if you just sit here and do nothing else. You're going to have to reposition. Now, one thing keep in mind, this position is not already safe. If you're spotted here, you will be shafted, not only by arty, but also from sniper hill at B5. So keep that in mind. Now, position is hold down. Again, it would be beneficial for tanks with good hold down capabilities, decent turret armor, but not necessarily. You can make it work even with a high camo TDs or high camo tanks that you can bring in here, so that way you won't get spotted if someone comes in the close proximity of you. Now with the Valor, obviously this position is fantastic because I have great turret armor, I have awesome gun depression, so I can make the gun sing over here. Now with this particular game, it's going to be nothing spectacular, guys. I'm going to run into a bunch of bots here, so the clubbing I'm going to be doing here is mostly shooting the bots. But still, to show the importance of this position, it's going to show you that, because that's what we're trying to exemplify. Unfortunately, I don't play game enough in order to have multiple games on the same spawn, on the same map. So it is hard for me to collect all that data, all that information or footage for you guys. So we're going to have to live with the footage that I have. But still, this is key position here. And as you notice here, opposition team is very slow to get to their positions. Normally, you would see brigade of tanks going down the A line on the beach, and you can get shots from this position here, shooting right into the beach. But in this case, we have bots, so they actually went through town, and we're gonna be just clubbing here. That's pretty much it. Now, why is this position great? Just like we talked about map Alamein and the other spawn and position E5, you can easily reposition from this position here to any area of the map. So if your team wins north side of the map, you can easily scoot over this ridgeline onto the north side and then help your team win the northwest area of the map. You can also, depending again whether your team wins north or south, you can reposition to the central area of the map, and you're gonna see what I do here after we win the north side, because that's what's gonna happen here. We're gonna win the north side, and then I'll be able to move into the central area of the map through the north access points, so that I don't get targeted from the south. Now, if you do lose the north side of the map, very simple play here. You can drop from this ridgeline into area F5, G5, and through there drop back into another defensive position at H0, for instance, or you can drop all the way down to the south side of the map around K-line. So that's what we're going to show you in the second game. So in the first game, we're going to win the north, we're going to try to reposition and basically close it out. In the second game, we're going to lose the north, and we're going to try to run away and get ourselves in the position where our gun can be effective and still shoot across the map. So as you notice here, arty is paying attention to us, and that's something to keep in mind. You will not be arty safe here, so if you have two arties in play and they're both targeting this position, then you have to get away from here because you will die. But since there's only one arty in play, I've decided to stay here and keep pounding my shells into these bots, take them out of the game, and then we can take care of some real players. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm hoping that arty is gonna miss 1 or 2 shells, and if he hits me, so be it, I die. But again, if there was 2 arties in play, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I'll be probably running away from here. So the game is pretty close. I'm just gonna drop off now because I saw TD coming up. I get spotted here, so something is chasing me on top of the ridgeline. As you notice there, the medium tank is coming up. So now we went hold down, and we will be able to engage these guys that climb on top of the ridgeline. That's the idea here. So that E4 is very scary. We're going to try to put a shell into him and not lose any HP. Well, not yet anyway. I don't want to lose any HP yet. We tried a Capola shot. That didn't work out. But we're going to try to take out this object for 30. Can we do that? We're going to line a shot up right here. Yes, we take him out of the game. And now it looks like the E4 is chasing our light tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to chase the E4. Hopefully put some ass shots into him. And then claim the central area of the map. Hopefully the north side of the map. So as you notice here, we lost the south side. Pretty much none of our tanks are left over there. Only the arty. So we're going to have to try to cover up for that. But first let's kill that E4. So we put another shell into him. And now our medium tank takes him out. Now we're going to go behind this rock over here to get arty safe, because arty keeps aiming in this direction. Unfortunately, our T-54 gets taken out by the artillery. We're going to try to lose our 6th sense. And now we're going to keep going. Now, I mentioned to you earlier, you could access central area of this map through the south or through the north. I decided to do it through the north because I knew we won the north side of the map. Since we lost the south side of the map, if I would get spotted in the middle, I might die. So that's not what I want. So I want to access this point here through the north side where I cannot be targeted. So we spot this VZ-55. Can we put a shell into him? Unfortunately, we cannot. Our teammate takes him out. There's one more guy on the south side here, but he gets taken out as well. So it's pretty much game over right now. We're going to try to find the last remaining tank, which is Jagdpanzer E100, and we're going to try to take him out of the game. So as you noticed, access point from the north side, you come in here into this position, and then you can use that corridor in the middle to be safe from arty. Use the ridge lines over there if needed. And next progression is to this side of the map here. Now this is where the open area is. This is where you usually get shafted. But since everyone's dead on the opposing team, no one will be able to hit me here because all the opposition tanks are gone from the game pretty much. But that would be another access point through here. That would be a middle access point, and then you can also access to the north side. Try to get into Sniper Hill. That's another thing. From here you can actually spot out the Sniper Hill as well if you access this side of the map. But again, you have to judge whether opposition tanks are still alive on the 1 or 2 line, whether you can actually get into the open area here. Anyway, we take this guy out, we complete the game with the victory. Now this was a pretty fat game because a bunch of bots, so don't pay attention to that. Usually it really depends how hard the opposition is pushing the north side, because you can get really nice fat games. In some cases it does not happen because opposition just likes to sit on a sniper hill and don't move. Then you have to push the issue a little bit, either through the middle or help your team win the north. Anyway, let's jump into the second game. And this game is going to be different because we're not going to win the north side. So we're going to have to try to run away from there into different positions in order to be effective. Now, as you noticed, this game is not on my account. Actually, my buddy Methodics is back in the game. He hasn't been playing this for like years, but he decided to jump in and he started playing it just recently. So he actually managed to grind into this little tank, AP AMX 30. So I asked him whether I can jump on his account and play a few games in this tank because I wanted to see how it feels like. He said yes, so here we go. And since, you know, I had a really nice game in this tank here. I mean, it's not spectacular, it was nice. It's gonna fit in nicely with what we're trying to do on this map. To talk about position E8, that's what we're gonna do. By the way, this is a very nice tank. I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed. It plays a lot like Panzerjäger, I would say. The American TD at tier 8. This is tier 8 as well. But this is a medium tank. It's not a TD. It has slightly worse camo than Panzerjäger, but plays a lot like Panzerjäger with that gun. It's quite beautiful because it's got very similar alpha to the Panzerjäger. 320 alpha, something like that. Anyway, so again, we come to this position here, and we're going to try to spot out early, see if anyone is coming here. Standard play. Again, very patient. You don't have to be overly aggressive here. You have to wait until the opposition starts showing up on the north side of the map. I'm going to take some speculative shots over here into area B5. This is the sniper hill. This is usually where opposition's TDs are sitting, or sniper schnitzels, anything else that likes to snipe. They like to sit there. Now, in many cases, you'll see opposition approaching from the bottom, from the town area, which is a safe play for them, to be honest. And if you ever play from the other side, you want to approach this area, definitely you want to do it through town. You don't want to go through the beach, because I will have shots to the beach from here. And so that's what I would recommend you do if you really want to access this point from the north side. Now, from the north side, this point is accessible as well. You can fight out of here quite reliably because you're fairly safe. But south spawn will access this area quicker, so keep that in mind. So as you notice here, I have shots on the beach, and that's the idea. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here. But all of a sudden I realized I'm getting pushed by this T-34-3, so now he's got a lot more armor than me. On paper, this thing has no armor, so he cannot really brawl. So I'm gonna have to think about either hiding here or repositioning. But because I have no armor, I decided not to stay here and fight, hold down, because I don't want to be losing HP at the moment. It looks like we're getting pushed hard over here, so we're gonna try to retreat and change to a different position. Again, not run away, but fall back, reposition strategically, so you can still have shots into the opposition. So that's what we're gonna do here. And this fallback position here is absolutely fantastic for the next step of progression or retreat. So position J0, we're gonna set ourselves up here, and here we should be undetected. We should be able to have shots into these guys coming up that ridgeline at E8. So we're gonna be a little bit patient here right now. Looks like we lost the west side of the map as well. So we're gonna have to start paying attention to areas K5, K6 at some point in the game. But right now, let's just focus on the north side and see if we can stop the opposition's push. Now, another reason I dropped into here is because I know that the opposing team has some armor. Well, T-34-3 obviously has armor, especially at top tier. It's a very tough tank to play against, especially if he will be playing hold down. There's also KV-5 on the opposing team, which might be coming through the middle. So yeah, I decided to play it safe here. And usually it pays off, especially in today's meta. Like I mentioned to you in my last video, it's better to be a little bit more passive than over-aggressive, because people just don't know what they're doing in the game. So it's better to play off of them and at least get some shots of damage instead of just push in, try to spot and die. That's what I realized recently. So we're gonna camp it out a little bit here and see what kind of shots we're gonna get here. Eventually opposition will start pushing. As you notice there is the Gornish, right? It's Gornish, not KV5, but it's the same thing. Gornish is pushing through, and he's gonna be awfully hard for me to penetrate. We tried to put a shell into this T-34-3, but I don't know what the hell happened to our shell. It went fucking nowhere, to be honest. But let's see if we can take him out here. Yes, we can. Side shot into T-34-3, easy shot. You always take him out. It's the front that you're worried about when you play against that tank. Now Gornish is showing us his ass, and again, I don't know what happened to that shell. I don't know if it bounced or whatever, but we weren't able to penetrate him, and all of a sudden the opposition is spilling on this side of the map. We're losing the game very badly, 4-9, and I was thinking to myself, dude, just get as much damage here as possible and forget about this game. Let's move on to the next one. But sometimes things turn out not the way you expect them, to be honest, and that's what happened here. There will be another player that played really well in this game, in Senjutsu, and he's gonna have a heck of a game as well here. So we're gonna play off of him. And he's fighting the Gornish right now, right there. So we're trying to see if we can help him, put a shell into him. Unfortunately, we cannot. He manages to deal with the Gornish, so we're gonna focus on anyone coming from the west side of the map right now. So we put a shell into this OI, we take him out of the game. And we're gonna keep on doing the same thing. The problem is this medium tank, the Barask, right below me, because he's proximity spotting me sometimes. But our Pershing manages to take him out. And looks like the opposition is going trade for trade. Like, that guy literally overexposed to kill our tank in that position there, so we were easily able to just poke out and take him out of the game. We're gonna change our position because Arty was aiming at us, so we don't want to get hit, and Arty just barely misses us, but I was expecting this shot coming. Here we spot this STA2 block again, but we don't have a good shot at him, so we're gonna be patient here and see what our Sunjitsu does. Is he gonna reposition? What is he gonna do? He's shooting the STA2 right now, so we're gonna try to thread a couple shells through here, and the accuracy of this gun is so good. We put one shell into him right there. We roll a little bit low there for 303. We're gonna try to lose our 6th sense here and run away again from Arty, so that Arty doesn't pay attention to us. Okay, so now we're gonna try to reposition, go on the south side, use the K line, put some rear shots into that STA2. That was the idea here anyway. Even if I get spotted, I have more HP than him, so I should be able to engage him right here. At the same time, looks like our Sunjitsu runs into something, some heavy tank. I don't know what that tank is right now. I probably should have checked, but I didn't. Well, regardless, I'm hoping that he'll be able to take care of that situation right there, and we're gonna get ourselves on the ridgeline here to see if we can have some shots into that area. Unfortunately, STA2 also relocated, and that was a good play by him. It looks like they wanted to go 2v1 versus the Sunjitsu, but our Sunjitsu player smart enough, and he repositioned. He ran away through the middle of the map, and then I tell him, look, fall back, bro. I'm gonna get myself into this area here, position K5, and from here there should be enough of distance away from this Diamondback that I should be able to put some shells into him undetected. So right there we try to put a shell into him. Unfortunately, that was a bad shot. It's just like a Hail Mary shot, to be honest. Need to aim his lower plate, and that's what we're doing now. We put a shell into him. Unfortunately, we do get spotted. That means that Diamondback has relatively decent crew right there. He's able to spot us. The key here is for our Sunjitsu player not to die, because if he dies, then I'm gonna have to scramble a little bit, but if he stays alive, we should be able to clean this up. And he does. He just kills STA2 Black, which is great, and I don't know what this Diamondback is doing now. He's showing us his ass, so we have a bunch of freebies here. Gonna be, yeah, keep on shelling him. We put a couple of shells into him. Question is, can we take him out of the game right here? He disappears, but we still know where he is, so we're gonna try to thread that shot through, but unfortunately we hit the sand. Nothing but a sand splash. But now we see the KV2 going through the middle. We should be able to put a shell into him. Can we? Yes, we can. So both of these tanks are one-shots now. It should be a closeout at the moment. Sunjitsu takes out the KV2, and I expect him to take out the Diamondback at the moment as well. He has enough HP to deal with him, and he does, so we should be able just to find the arty and complete this game. Anyway, fantastic game by Sunjitsu player. I appreciate teammates like that on the team because it makes my life so much easier and makes the game enjoyable, to be honest. So we find the arty. Can we put a shell into him? Yes, we can. And we close out the game. So this game was great because it was a perfect example of what to do and how to reposition strategically so you can get shots into the central area of the map. Support the north first. If you overcrowded in position that you were playing in, drop back. Suck the opposition into the area where you're at, and then put damaging shells into them. So we were able to drop to the east side of the map or southeast, put some damaging shots into the guys that were spilling into the middle of the map, then again reposition to the south area of the map, area K5, K6, and from there we changed the angle of approach, and we are supporting our Sunjitsu player from every position possible so that we can put damaging hits into the opposition. Perfect support play in a pretty good support tank, to be honest. And Sunjitsu played it well because that tank is mostly a brawler, especially at top tier. So he was playing as a brawler, he was drawing all the attention, all the fire, and we were able to just work around him or work with him in order to dispose of the opposition. Very nice game. Nothing spectacular, but very nice game, and pretty much supports all of our points that we wanted to make in this video. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit, checking out.